Okay, how many parts in the Bible? Two parts in the Bible. What are they?
The New Testament and the Old Testament.
The Old Testament and the New Testament. Which one comes first?
The Old Testament.
The Old Testament comes first. What do we read about in the Old Testament?
The prophecy of the Messiah.
It says, the Messiah is coming, the Messiah is coming, the Messiah is coming, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, what do we read about in the New Testament? What does God tell us in the New Testament?
Jesus is here.
That's good. Jesus was born. He lived a perfect life. He died for our sins. He rose again. He is the Messiah, right? Okay, so how many books are in the Bible?
66.
66 books in the whole Bible. How many books in the Old Testament?
37.
No.
27.
No. 39. 39 books in the Old Testament.
Because 3 times 9 is 27.
Now,
and 27 in the New Testament.
Yeah.
Because 3 times 9 is 27.
Yep. There's 27 books in the New Testament. 39 in the Old, 27 in the New.
And it makes
And
very perfect sense.
how many were in the whole Bible?
66.
66. Okay, now what kind, not the names, what kind of books come first?
Books of the law.
The books of the law. How many books of the law are there?
5.
Give Bradley a chance.
5.
There's 5. Okay, this is Bradley's question.
5.
Bradley, who wrote them down? Moses wrote them down. That's right. Okay, Miss Shaylee, what's that fancy word that means books of the law?
Pentateuch.
Pentateuch. That's right, because Pentateuch means how many books? 5 books. Now, after the books of the law come the books of
History.
history, and then poetry, and then
prophecy.
prophecy. Now, there are 2 kinds of prophecy books. What are they?
Major prophets and minor prophets.
That's right. Major prophets and minor prophets. What's the difference?
Minor prophets write small books, and major prophets write what kind of books, Bradley? Minor prophets and big books.
Yeah. Major prophets wrote big books. Minor prophets wrote little books. Does that mean major prophets are more important?
No.
No, it just means they wrote more words. Okay, now what's the name of that last book of prophecy in the Old Testament?
Malachi.
Malachi. That's right. Bradley, come sit down and help us.
Come help
Go
us.
over there and help.
Come on, sit down here and help us. Okay, now, why do we wave when we say Malachi?
Because that's the end of the New
It's
Testament.
the end of the Old Testament, and then what's going to start?
The New Testament.
The New Testament, that's right, give me 5. Okay, now the New Testament starts with what kind of books?
I don't know. The
No, that's the Old Testament, but that's a good guess. I'll give you a hint, it starts with a G.
Yes, life on earth.
We read about Jesus' life on earth. Sit down. Sit down. It's the Gospels. The New Testament starts with the Gospels.
G,
How many?
Not J.
A G makes the G sound, doesn't it?
Ow.
Okay, we do not pinch and hurt people. That's not okay. Okay, now, how many Gospels are there?
4.
There's 4 Gospels. What do we read about in the Gospels?
Jesus' life on earth.
Jesus' life on earth. Now, after the Gospels, there's one book of...
Prophecy.
Nope.
History.
History. There's one book of history.
I know what it's about.
What's the name of it?
Acts.
Acts. And Acts is the history of
The early church.
the early church. Okay, now after... Yes, it does. Has the sound in it. Okay. Okay. It does cut trees. Okay, now, after Acts, there are a whole bunch of letters. What's the fancy word that means letters?
Epistles.
Epistles. Now,
General epistles and Pauline
you
epistles.
didn't let me ask the question. That's not polite. Okay, so there's 2 kinds of epistles or letters. What are they?
Pauline epistles and general epistles.
There's Pauline epistles and general epistles. What's the difference?
Pauline epistles are written by Paul. General epistles were wrote by others.
That's right. Bradley, come
Like
over
Peter.
here. That's right. Pauline epistles were written by Paul. General epistles are written by other people.
Like Peter.
Now, after all of those letters, sit down, please. After all of those letters, way at the end of the New Testament, there's one book of
prophecy. prophecy.
Prophecy. What's the name of it?
Revelation.
Revelation. That's right. And Revelation has the prophecy about what?
Jesus coming again.
When Jesus comes again.
I
That's
wish
right.
that was right now.
Okay, put your hands down. Now we're going to do the books of the Bible.
Yay!
Okay? Got a good view, Grandma? Okay, here we go. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John, Jude, Revelation.
I can't wait until
That's the end.
I wish it would do it right
You
now.
push the stop button now, Grandma.